Yo, what's going on, squad? It's your boy Aqua Gaming back here with another Bloodstrike video. In today's video, we're going to be figuring out which SMG is the best SMG in the entire game. Now, first of all, how we're going to do that, I'm going to showcase every single SMG. I'm going to pick out the top 3 SMGs. After I pick top 3 SMGs, I'm going to verse them together just to see which one out of all 3 of them is the #1 SMG in the entire game. Now, the first SMG is the P90. I have a love-hate relationship with this weapon, and let me explain a few reasons why. Now, this weapon is extremely fast, but it's not as fast as the Vector. Some issues with the P90 is if you don't hit your shots, you're kind of screwed because it shoots so fast that you kind of have to hit every single bullet that you shoot in order to kill the enemy. But if you don't really do that, then you're kind of stuck in a situation where you're reloading, and if someone else has a P90, then they can kind of get the upper hand on you just because of the fast fire rate. But you'll find yourself in that situation with every single SMG. With that being said, the P90 is still one of the best SMGs in the game and still one of my go-tos. Next up on the list, we have the SMG that's no one's favorite SMG. Is there any pros to this gun? Let's see. No. There's no pros to using this weapon. Why? Because you can get outgunned using any other SMG rather than the INP9. It literally has slow fire rate, has average damage, and for me personally, I've just never ran into a situation where I had to just, oh shit, grab an INP9 just to save myself, you know? Unless the only advantage that I'd really have with an INP9 is if I got one gold and I had like a purple shield and I outgunned you, you know? And somebody else had like a blue shield using an MP5. But if someone has a gold MP5, let's just sort of say, and you're versing someone with an INP9, they're getting up with that MP5, man. So with that being said, guys, do not grab the INP9, the worst SMG in the game. In my opinion, you could use the Vector, you could use the URB, the P90, you could use every single other SMG and have a better chance of killing the person more faster. Yeah, the INP9, it isn't like a terrible gun, but it's just putting it up against these other guns that make it bad. Number 3 on the list is the URB. This should be everyone's favorite SMG now. Why? Because they buffed the out of it. It has the highest damage an SMG can have, has really fast fire rate, and the ADS is really fast. The only cons of this gun, in my opinion, is just the higher recoil. You know, try it out in hot zone now. Now it does 28 damage to the body and also 42 to the head. I was testing all of these weapons out in shooting range yesterday, and I saw the difference of the damage that it does, and I was mind blown, man. I mean, it's incredible damage. It shoots really fast, and I feel like this is one of the best SMGs in the game. Now, believe it or not, the URB used to be one of the worst guns in the game. The only reason being is just because it was only doing 8 damage to the body. So if people were using the URB back like a season or 2 ago and you're noticing that you weren't getting any damage with the weapon, that's literally the reason why. It was only doing 8 damage to the body, so you couldn't really expect to get great amount of damage to this gun. But they buffed it. I'm really loving this gun now, and it's giving me a reason to actually use it. And since I got this weapon skin too, it does make me happy knowing I don't have to force myself to use the gun just because I have a weapon skin for it. The 4th SMG we have on the list is the Vector. Me personally, I don't really find myself using the Vector too much, although I do have a lot of good to say about the weapon itself, because if you're finding yourself close combat with any other SMG and you hit every single shot, you're going to find yourself 80% of the time outgunning your opponent. Now, I want to start off by saying that the Vector has really low damage, but of course, that's just because it has really fast fire rate to combat the low damage, so it just makes up for it. It's just the recoil sometimes that can get kind of hectic, so I would recommend that you guys putting a red dot on the Vector, putting some attachments on it just to control the recoil, because all of these guns in the game, yeah, they have recoil, but you can build them to have no recoil or little to no recoil. And if you guys need builds for those, I'll put those in my next upcoming videos for Bloodstrike, so just stay tuned for those. So number 5 on the list is the MP5. I wanted to save the best for last. It's definitely on my top 3 list. So far, the guns that I'm putting on the top 3 list, not in order, but by them being well balanced for any player, is 1 the P90, 2 the URB, and 3 the MP5. All 3 of these guns I feel are the best submachine guns as of the state of the game right now. In the patch notes, they were talking about an INP9 buff. I'll put that on screen, so the INP9 could take a weapon spot. I'll make an updated version here in a couple weeks. Out of all 3 of these weapons, it really comes super close, but the one that stands out the most is the MP5. I heard it may be nerfed, you know, damage-wise, so I'll keep you guys informed on that. But right now, really take advantage of the MP5 while you can. Super fun gun, and the reason why I pick it is because it's really balanced between the URB and the P90. It has more damage in the P90. It does have more fire rate than the URB, but it has less damage than the URB, and it has less fire rate than the P90. So I feel like it's a perfect mix between the 2 guns. With that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, make sure to subscribe and also like the video. I'm sorry for the audio quality. I'll make sure to get the audio quality more better in my upcoming videos. I'm still trying to work around that just because I'm working off of my phone. With that being said, thank you guys so much for the support. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video.